The exact values of trigonometric functions for angles between 0 degrees and 90 degrees can be found in this table. Sometimes it's hard to remember these values, so let's have a look at a way of actually working them out. Sine x increases from 0 to 1 for an angle between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Then, for the other three values, we write the numbers 1, 2, and 3 from left to right. Next, we are going to square root these three numbers. Square root of 1, square root of 2, square root of 3. Square root of 1 equals 1, so we don't need the square root sign anymore. The next step, we are going to draw a fraction line underneath each of these three numbers. And finally, we are going to write number 2 underneath each fraction line. And here you have the values, the exact values for sine x for an angle between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Let's have a look at cosine x. Cosine x decreases from 1 to 0. Then we are going to write the numbers 3, 2, 1 in the spaces remaining. Now we are going to square root these three numbers, so we have square root of 3, square root of 2, and square root of 1. Square root of 1 equals 1, so we don't need the square root sign anymore. Then we draw a fraction line underneath each of these three numbers. And then again we write a 2 at the denominator of each fraction. And here we have the exact values for the cosine function. When it comes to tangent, we know that tan x equals sine x over cos x. So, when x equals 0 degrees, we have 0 divided by 1, which is 0. When x equals 30 degrees or pi on 6, we have a half divided by root 3 on 2. Since the denominators are the same, all we need is the numerators. So we have 1 over root 3. Now we rationalize the denominator for this fraction, so we end up with root 3 on 3. For an angle of 45 degrees, or pi on 4, we have root 2 on root 2, because again the denominators are equal. And that gives us 1. For an angle of 60 degrees, or pi on 3, we have root 3 on 1. Again, because the denominators are the same. So the answer here is root 3. For an angle of 90 degrees, or pi on 2, we have 1 divided by 0. As you already know, 1 divided by 0 is undefined. So tan 90 degrees is undefined. Now let's look at another method of working out cosine x if we know sine x. The values for cosine x are exactly the values for sine x, but written in reverse order. So we start with 1, then root 3 on 2, then root 2 on 2, then a half, and then 0.